Hi, I'm Frank Fry from publicspace.net. Today I'm going to show you how to use filter actions to limit renaming actions to a subset of the selected files, or to apply different renaming actions to different sets of files at the same time. By now you should be familiar with the advanced sidebar and with multi-step renames. If not, have a look at the linked video before you continue. So let's start by opening up the advanced sidebar to reveal the action list. First we will add an underscore to the front of the file names. Let me drop in some files and activate subfolders in their content. You can see that we have now selected a mixture of folders, image files and text files. Let's say we only want to add the underscore to the image files. We can untick the folders checkbox so that they remain unaffected. But we don't have a checkbox for image files. This is where filter actions come in. We can add a filter action by clicking on its button at the bottom of the actions list. This brings up a few new user interface elements. On the top you can see the blue rectangle with the one rounded corner. This is our first filter action. Below it, notice the vertical blue line that runs down the side of the add underscore action. This is to show that this action is affected by the blue filter. First we tell the filter that we only want to process file names. Then we dial in file extension is .jpg. As you can see, we are now only renaming JPEG files. If we want to also rename the CR3 files, we can add a second conditional. With the Any or All pop-up menu at the top, we can switch between either condition having to be met or both conditions having to be met at the same time. The latter would be useful, for instance, to filter out only JPEG files that start with IMG, for instance. But we want both JPEG and CR3 files, so we select any condition. Let's say we want all the selected items to be converted to lowercase characters. I'll add a convert to lowercase action. But now it's applied only to the image files. We can change this by dragging the action above the filter action. Only the actions below the filter action are affected by the filter. Let's now say that we want to add an underscore to the end of text files, but not image files. Let's first add a second filter action. Note that the second filter action has its own color. The vertical lines show which actions are affected by which filter action. So let's move this filter action down. Now we create the add underscore to the end action and drag it after the new filter. And we change the filter to only affect file names whose extension is .txt. To summarize, you can create a filter action by clicking on its button at the bottom of the action list. Actions above the first filter action affect all selected items. Actions below a filter action affect only the items that match its filter conditions. You can have multiple filter actions. Filter actions can have multiple conditionals, with which you can express A and B or A or B conditions. Of course, once you have created the multi-step rename with filter actions, you may want to save it as a preset so that you can easily restore it later. If you don't know about presets yet, please have a look at the presets tutorial in this playlist. I hope you find this short tutorial to be useful. Please subscribe for more content and leave a comment if you want to see a video on a specific issue. Thanks for watching.